Is this the greatest trilogy of all time? Well, we'll see. Oh, yeah! Christopher Nolan is back with The Dark Knight Rises. This was my most anticipated movie of the summer, and oh my goodness, was it good. Okay, if you know already by watching my other Dark Knight review, The Dark Knight is my second favorite movie of all time, and I had high expectations for The Dark Knight Rises. I think Batman Begins was amazing, so he had huge role to fill here with this movie, and he does it phenomenally. Okay, a lot of areas of this movie I'm going to cover really quickly, and then after this review's over, there's going to be another like 3 minutes afterwards of spoiler-filled stuff. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, just watch till I say stop, and then when I say there's spoilers, then quit watching. First off, the director, Christopher Nolan. You know I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. He's the greatest director alive right now, and I can say that with confidence after this movie. I thought, you know, The Dark Knight was amazing. How is he going to best that movie? You know, I don't really think you could best The Dark Knight, but he got pretty much as close as you could. Okay, he doesn't have Heath Ledger's Joker in this one, which was a huge downside to trying to mean better than The Dark Knight, because Heath Ledger was just so good. But Bane in this movie was awesome. Perfect casting. Tom Hardy is huge. He's scary. His eyes are all that you see of his, because his whole face is like this. And it is freaky. He has so much emotion. I heard it by another critic. It's like Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. That is exactly what he's like. He just has that look to him that you're like, this guy is pure evil. It's exactly what it is. Nolan's casting is phenomenal. I don't know why we ever doubt it. Anne Hathaway in this movie as Catwoman, amazing. She killed it as Catwoman. And I thought, you know, she's going to steal the show. No, she was perfect. She was kind of like Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight. Two-Face, you know, it's kind of like a side villain, but not a villain at the same time. That was Anne Hathaway in this movie. Great job. All the other characters. Michael Caine probably gave his best performance I've ever seen. Maybe Oscar-worthy, except he wasn't in it very long. But the few scenes he was in it, he was great. Morgan Freeman, always good. Gary Oldman, phenomenal. Joseph Gordon-Levitt stole the show here. I mean, he was so good in this movie. Christian Bale gave his best performance out of the 3 movies for sure. I mean, every other person in this movie was great. There was no bad performance in this movie at all. So Christopher Nolan knows how to get a cast together and make them work. The vision that he has for this movie is just awesome. You kind of knew what it was gonna kind of be like, but yet it was completely different than what you thought it was gonna be like. It's really weird. It's like when it's over, you're like, that's exactly what I wanted it to be like. But I had no idea that's what it was going to be like. It's really kind of funny. There were a few twists at the end of this movie that most of them I really liked. There was only one that I didn't. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But for the most part, it kept you not knowing what was going to happen until the very end. It was a perfect ending to one of the greatest trilogies of all time. And I'm going to do a review of the greatest trilogies ever made. This one will definitely be in there. I don't know where it'll rank. I still have to go over that. That'll be coming later. So Christopher Nolan knows how to make sequels, obviously, and oh my goodness, this movie is just so good. It's like 90% action, and it's quality action. The 2 fight scenes, main fight scenes between Batman and Bane, are 2 of the greatest fight scenes I've seen in a long time. So I'm going to say this movie is definitely a 10 out of 10. Is it better than The Dark Knight? You know, in its own way, yes, but overall I would say no. But you can't really compare them because it's a completely different feel. Like all 3 movies, Batman Begins, Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, 3 completely separate movies that tie in amazingly well. You have to watch Batman Begins before you watch The Dark Knight Rises. If you've never seen Batman Begins, you're going to be completely lost because there's a lot of backstory. It's very important. There were a few things about Bane that people were like, I can't hear his voice or whatever. Oh, you could understand it completely fine. He was the scariest guy I've seen in a movie in a long time. He's just freaky. Bane was awesome. There were some scenes in this movie, the whole football stadium scene where he blows it up. You see that in the trailer. It was way better than I thought it would be. Because I completely forgot about that whole scene while I was watching the movie. I was like, oh yeah, that scene's coming up. I would say that Bane is a perfect villain to follow up the Joker, who was almost, pretty much, I'm going to say he was unbeatable. Bane is almost as good as you can get to being second to him. So, excellent job. Twists at the end of this movie, fantastic. Is it going to be up for Best Picture? Probably not. Do I think it should be up for Best Picture? You know, I would say The Dark Knight probably should have won Best Picture. I really don't know if this was a Best Picture kind of movie. It didn't really have that feel to it. If it gets nominated, great. If it doesn't, I'm not really going to be upset about it. It's really weird. Cinematography. Oh, awesome. I saw it in the IMAX. It was fantastic. He should definitely win that. Christopher Nolan should be up for Best Director. Other things, I don't know if any actors here should get a supporting actor role or award or Best Lead Actor award. Maybe Michael Caine, but probably not. So I'm not really going to be upset if the Academy doesn't let him in this year, because the kind of movie it is, he wasn't going for Academy Awards. It was just finishing the series. So I'm going to say that it's a 10 out of 10, but not an Academy Award kind of 10 out of 10, because that's not what he was going for. Christopher Nolan, obviously, I think is the best director alive. And this, you know, in his list of movies, is probably in his lower half of his... It's an amazing movie. So to say that means he's an excellent director. I love all his movies. I just got the new Christopher Nolan collection pack in the mail last night when I got back from the movie. It was sitting on my bed. I was like, yeah! Has all his movies in it, all but The Prestige for some odd reason. So I'm going to look forward to doing my review of all the Christopher Nolan movies and where they all rank. That'll also be coming in the future. When I say the future, it could be like a month away. I'm just saying. I really don't know when I do next reviews. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this review. Check out all my other reviews. Check out my Dark Knight review. Check out my Batman Begins review. Please share this video. If you like what you saw here, subscribe. Subscribe to the Facebook page and get more updates that way. And until next time, peace. I'm going to talk a little bit about the trailers before this movie real quick. We went to IMAX, and there was an IMAX exclusive Skyfall trailer for the new James Bond movie. And it looks fantastic. It's directed by the guy that directed American Beauty. That won Best Picture. The guy knows how to direct. And it looks like Casino Royale with better looking cinematography, which could be fantastic. The Hobbit trailer came out. Well, okay, that's a false statement. We saw it in theaters, finally. Or at least I did, in the IMAX. It looks great. It looks like Lord of the Rings when you see it in the theater. I didn't really like it when I saw it on IMDb. I was like, yeah, that looks dorky, kind of. It looks awesome. The new Superman trailer came out. Man of Steel. I didn't know what to think. It's just a teaser trailer. There's not much, but when you see Superman flying in the air and he hits supersonic speed and that thing goes poof, the mushroom around him and shoots through it. Okay, nerds, whatever it's called, I don't care. That was awesome. I was like, yeah! Zack Snyder for the win! And Christopher Nolan. So we got lots of things to look forward to next year or later this year. And yeah, movies are just now getting good again. Okay, from here on there are going to be spoilers. If you've not seen the movie, turn it off right now unless you want to be spoiled and don't care. Mainly what I'm going to talk about here is the ending of this movie. All the twists that it took. Okay, having Bane be the main bad guy through this whole thing was awesome. And the one issue I had with this whole movie, I'm going to mention it right now, was the fact that after you find out that Tate, whatever her name is, Miranda Tate or whatever, the girl, is actually the bad guy in this movie and not Bane, I kind of was upset at that because then it made Bane completely irrelevant. It was like, all he is her thug. All he does is, whatever he does is just to protect her and whatever she wants. That's it. He wasn't even the mastermind behind this. I didn't like that. I liked the thought that Bane was outsmarting people. He was a thug. A good thug, if that's possible. He's just completely evil. It kind of took away from that in that he was just trying to save her and do what she wanted. That's such a little detail that I can get over that. It didn't really kill it for me. Anne Hathaway in this. Oh my goodness, she was good. And I really like at the end how she keeps betraying him the whole movie, and then by the end she's with him at the very last scene of the movie. I liked that. I liked how it ended. Batman flying off into the sunset, not sunset, gosh, flying off with the bomb and it explodes. You know, there's something inside you going, you know, he didn't really die. But then they have the whole funeral and Alfred is losing it at this funeral. Okay, he really did die. And then you find out later he doesn't. Alfred sees him, nods his head, goes. Excellent ending. Loved it. Okay, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, Robin. Well, that's what I'm going to call him. That blew my mind. I did not know that was coming. Some people saw it coming. I really did not see it coming at all. I love that because I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt and I really like the fact that Christopher Nolan was like, okay, fanboys, you don't like the fact that I haven't got Robin into this whole thing. Here you go. This is my version of Robin. And it was perfect. If they come out with a Robin movie, which they're not going to, at least Nolan's not going to, but let's say he did, I would be excited for it because Robin is a cool guy in this movie. And the fact that he is what Batman was originally. So I really like how they tied all that together. That was great. I really loved how this movie ended. They tied it all together. It was great. I had no complaints other than that little bit where you just really didn't care that how Bane died. You're like, that's kind of lame. But the fact that Bane just breaks Batman's back over his knee, everybody knew it was coming in the theater when it was like he picked him up over his head. Everyone was like, ah! Just like, wham! Broke him back. He's out of here. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Thank you, Nolan. I bow to you in a non-idol sort of way. Just a straight, you know what I mean. Yes, he breaks his back just like that. Okay, it doesn't look quite that graphic, but you get the point. It's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, and we got some nice IMAX posters. Those are so sweet. I think it's the guy that does art with salt on YouTube, but I'm not positive. It really looks like it. Maybe I'll have to look into that. I'm sure I'm going to be coming out with more reviews talking more about this movie, so if I miss something here, I'm sure I'll talk about it later. This movie probably is going to be my favorite of the year, other than maybe The Hobbit. Maybe close. Peace.